I was quite surprised, really, when I first saw this last Sunday afternoon. And when I left, I said, this is one of the best plays I have seen at this theater. And I just had to come back again to see it again tonight. This is Friday night, of course. And it's fantastic. Not only is it a well written play, but the actors were fantastic. It's just a great, great show, and I wished everybody in Elberton could see it.
Gracious, it's hot. Almanac missed it by a long shot. Mr. Lowry says he figures it's going to be this way all the week.
I just washed that. Here, help me with this so I can put out supper.
What we having that smells so good?
Oh, them's the pintos. I've had a bit too much butter this time. Oh, and biscuits, of course. I'll set out some of them cheese for James and Katie.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. You want to eat and go through laundry like the Queen of England, you can take
Michael Blackston, I do believe this is the best play I've ever seen. It's very well written, a lot of surprises, made me laugh, made me cry, and it was just great. I am so glad I got to come to see it. I'm sorry I'm not going to get to see it more than once, but it is absolutely one of the best shows I've ever seen.
What did those two hypocrites want, and why were they anywhere near Katie?
Daddy called them gossips.
Oh, honey, that's way too nice a word for them, but true. What did they want, James?
Daddy said gossips is sin, Mama. Are Winnie and Murda going to hell?
Oh, honey, I don't know, but it's hard to imagine Jesus or the devil tolerating those mouths.
I was not in the original cast for this show, but I was lucky enough that someone dropped out and I got a phone call to take her place. And it has been phenomenal. The response to this play is awesome, and I'm just so lucky to have been asked to be in it. And Michael, you did a fantastic job. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
for
James.
calling me.
Katie? Today's word comes from the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 4. And the word says, therefore, we have been buried with him through...
Is there a problem?
Sam, you do well to get some control over this congregation. People are beginning to wonder if you're running a church or a saloon.
Why, Winnie,
James, just let them go. Rein in your temper and you let them leave. No, on second thought, a more fitting biblical verse today comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 34. Women shall remain silent upon the congregation.
This is the most unique thing I think that's happened here at the theater. It's got a lot of things, characteristics about it that haven't been in any of the other shows, and it's just so well written, and it's such a pleasure to work with all these good people. It's something that everybody ought to come out and see it and enjoy it, and I just hope this goes further on, and it just warms my heart, the whole story. And the first time I ever read it, I was really taken by it.
Let's get on home before Dot has it.
I'm not joking.
She's getting kind of mouthy, Mr. Long. You need to tell her that it ain't proper for a young lady to be talking to the daddy the other way. Go on, tell her.
It's a stupid statue, Daddy. From now on, I'll be the adult everybody expects me to be. Me and Joseph will get out of this town. We've talked about it already.
Enough. All right, now we'll finish this conversation after dinner.
No, I'm going to Joseph's.
No, you're coming home with me now, and that's the end of it.
Times are changing, Daddy.
What you need is time away from that boy.
His name is Joseph, and get used to saying it, because we are going to be married.
You got to have my blessing for that, and I ain't giving it. Now, you can lag behind if you want to, but you better turn up directly behind me.
But, Daddy!
No! You're not to see that boy again until I say so, and he ain't to come over and see you neither. You know, you're not too big to be taken behind the shed.
I hate you!
You don't mean that. Just come on along.
I hate you.
Don't wait too long. Come on soon.
Chesterfield Long at your service. You may call me Chester.
It's always been Mr. Long, if you don't mind.
Suit yourself. Whatever are you doing?
Looking for... I don't know. How can this be happening?
You will find nothing down there, young Catherine.
You know my name? How do you know my name?
After all the years that we have whiled away in each other's company, shouldn't I know your name? Why, I've known you since you were... Well, if I could bend lower, you see.
Like this show, and I think it's a good show. Who's that lady, Mama?
I have no idea. When I was a little girl, just about your age, I would come through here on walks with my daddy to go see your Uncle Jacob.
The one that tells the jokes?
The one that tells the jokes. I'm not feeling sorry for myself, but yes, I'm feeling sorry for Mama.
Yes, right, indeed. That's why you are here in the graveyard talking to a statue.
You're the one who talked to me.
You've been saying hello to me for years.
Right.
I just finally returned the gesture.
Katie, Winnie saw you talking to the Mr. Long statue today.
Oh,
How long has this been going on?
a few days. I've always said hello to Mr. Long, the statue.
That's true, Doc. It's a game that she and her father played nearly all her life.
Well, Katie, this was more than just a hello. She saw you carrying on a whole conversation. Now, that's serious business.
Well, did she hear him talking back?
Well, of course not. But now the question here is, did
You've been drinking again, hadn't you, Danny?
Myrna, why must you always accuse me of nipping?
Because it's a whole lot more than nipping. You're a drunk. Imagine the preacher letting a drunk be a deacon. Oh, Danny!
If you smell any more than poached eggs on this breath, I'll hand over my best mule, Bessie.
Well, now, I think it's time we all went our way. There's just no more to discuss.
The old thing is you couldn't tell which one was Murder and which one was Bessie.
And if you had spoken to your father, choosing to speak from your heart, what would you have told him, dear child?
I love you. I love you, Daddy.
He knew. He always
Now, Doctor,
knew.
I trust you with my family's medicine, but Winnie ain't where you should be getting your information from. She's a bit addled, if you ask me.
Well, I never.
And you never will, sister.
Let me tell you something.
Ladies,
I know what I
please.
Here. Stephen, where I met your daddy.
Who's that?
That's Mr. Long. When I was little, I used to pretend he was real. I would walk by and I'd say, "Hello, Mr. Long."
Hello, Mr. Long.
Mr. Long said nothing.